Food chain shows how energy passed between living things. So, the arrow show the direction they move. Here are the food chain. The energy comes from the sun, transferred to the grass, to the caterpillar, to the frog, to the snake, to the eagle, and to the fungi. Okay, the next step is the grass gets energy from the sun, allowing it to grow and become healthy. And then the caterpillar or the insects eats the plants to take its energy. The energy of the insect is passed when it was eaten by the frog, and then the energy is passed on again when the snake eats the frog, and then so on. The energy is passed on the eagle when the eagle eats the snake, and then if the eagle was die, it is decomposed on by the fungi. Plants were called producers because they absorb sunlight and use it to produce their own energy. And this process is called the photosynthesis. The next step of the food chain, we come on the animals. The animals don't produce their own energy. They eat or consume other living things, taking their energy. For this reason, they refer to us the consumers. In this food chain, the animals who eat plants are called the herbivores. So the next step of the food chain, we call these animals the first order consumers. The animals who eat plants are called the herbivores. And in that case, they are called the first consumer. The first consumer here in my example is the caterpillar because it is the one who eats the plants, and that is why it is called the first consumer. Now let's move on to the second consumer. What is the second consumer, or where is the second consumer here in my example? The animals who eat animals are, we call it the carnivores. In Asa Bisaya, carnivores is based on the word carne. The meaning of that is meat. Carnivores is the animals who eat animals. And now, the carnivores is our second consumers. For our third consumers, it is the animals who eat other carnivores. It includes the consumers who are top at the food chain. For example of this is the snake or an eagle. They are the example of the third consumer because they eat other carnivore animals. What happened to the third consumer or the eagle here in my example if they died? So if the eagle is died or the third consumer is died, the fungi is the one who decompose its dead body. The fungi is what we call on the decomposers. They are the one who is responsible for the dead body of the eagle. An example of the fungi is worms, bacteria, or a mushroom. And that is the one we call on the food chain.